Good morning. My name is Bjørn Wold. I'm a senior statistician in Statistics Norway. Today, I'll give you a presentation of the two types of electricity that we have and the different sources from where you can get them. There are two types of electricity. From the grid comes alternating currency, or AC. This form of electricity may be sent long distance through the wires in the air. From solar panels or batteries we get direct currency. This form of electricity may only be sent short distance, such as from a solar panel into the house. There are different types of AC power sources for the household. First, you have the grid connection. This can either be the national grid, or it can be a local mini-grid for only a few households or a small community. When we talk about power source, we talk about the power source for the household. If they have a grid connection, we are not, in this survey, interested in knowing what kind of power is coming into the grid. This can be either hydroelectric power from a hydroelectric water power station, or it can be from big generators running on diesel, or it can be from a coal power plant, or it can be from big solar parks. In this survey, it is the connection to a grid that is important. With large wires and high voltage, you may send this type of electricity a long way without losing much of it. But in order to use AC in the household, a transformer must reduce the voltage to the standard household voltage, which is 230 or 240 volt. There are also different DC power sources for the household. You have solar power. It runs on solar power that is collected by solar panels exposed to the sun. The panels can either be big or small, and one or many, and they can power everything from a small lamp to bigger systems powering a lot of appliances. Batteries can either be rechargeable types that you may use more than once, or non-rechargeable dry cell batteries that can only be used once. Then you have fuel-based power, electric generators that use diesel, kerosene, or gasoline. This may produce either AC or DC, or in fact both. Local grids may also have DC, but this power cannot be transported long distance. How much AC power a household has access to is what we mean by AC capacity. The capacity depends on your contract with your supplier and the capacity of the equipment, like the main fuse. Consumption is generally measured by a meter. It is common to compare power supply with water supply to understand how the three main concepts of the three dimensions are linked to each other. A large waterfall will create a large water pressure, which may be measured in bar. Likewise, a high currency power line, as you find in the long distance electric networks, create a large pressure of electrons, and the currency may be measured in volt. A wide water pipe creates a large flow of water. A strong electric bulb or appliance is made for a large flow of electricity measured in ampere. The final water supply is measured by volume, and the customer have to pay for the cubic meters of water consumed. Likewise, the final effect or electricity is measured in watt or kilowatt. And the customer will have to pay for the amount of watt or kilowatt which is consumed. The consumption is also measured in the time you consume it. So the consumption of AC is measured in kilowatt hours. If you use 1 kilowatt for 1 hour, you have used 1 kilowatt hour. Likewise, a wide water pipe creates a large flow of water. And a strong electric bulb or appliance is made for a large flow of electricity measured in ampere. The final water supply is measured by volume and time, and the customer have to pay for the cubic meters consumed during 1 month. The effect of electricity is measured in watt or kilowatt, and you have consumed it for a certain time. So you have to pay for the effect delivered every day or a month, measured in kilowatt hours, often written as kWh. The alternating currency has a certain capacity. So what is your capacity? That is given by the agreement you have with the supplier of electricity, the tariff you have. And when you pay for electricity, you pay for the number of kilowatt hours you have spent, as we said, with the acronym kWh. You can pay in advance, or you can pay afterwards, according to the electricity bill. The DC power is produced in the same manner as the AC power. If you try to transport this around your community or even further away, you lose a large share. It's however possible to store this type of energy in simple batteries. Hence, DC power is either produced close to consumption or stored in a battery. A household may produce DC power by a solar panel, a windmill, or a generator. The concepts for volt, ampere, watts, kilowatts, and kilowatt hours, they are the same for both AC and DC power. As we said, a household may produce DC power by a solar panel, a windmill, or a generator. The household will typically then store the DC power in a car battery. Such batteries may also be filled from the AC power by the neighbor household or local business. The battery can then be carried home, and the household can consume the power which is then stored in the battery. The main option for most households to produce DC power is by a solar panel. A solar panel requires direct sunshine to give maximum capacity for around 6 hours per day. Both in the morning and in the evening, the sunshine is less intense and it gives less of power to be stored. The same is the case when you have a rainy day or a cloudy day. The production with the solar panels is really very much reduced during those days. So, during the rainy season, a small battery will soon be discharged. During the rainy season, the battery will be the minimum factor for the power capacity. If you do nothing else to feed the battery, you will soon run out of capacity of the battery. Then it will be great if you have a secondary power source from which you may charge the battery, such as a neighbor household or a local business getting their electricity from the grid or from a generator. You then take the battery to the neighbor or to the business and store electricity in the battery and take it home. It's however always possible to transform the AC power to DC power by a converter. Then you may yourself store the power. This is actually what you do when you take your battery to your neighbor or to a local business. The power from the grid or from the generator is then converted to DC power and stored in the battery. It's also possible to transform the DC power to AC power by an inverter if you want to do this to run special appliances or actually standard appliances such as a TV. Households with a solar panel may then be able to do this during the dry season with a lot of sunshine, charging the battery, because then you have affluent or capacity in your battery. Today this is not very common, but as the solar panels become cheaper, this may well be more common in remote areas. In some countries, this is also already the case in remote areas. When we look into the possibility to invert or convert the power, we have to be aware that these processes are themselves consuming substantial amounts of power. So you want to avoid this. You only do it if this is the only way to get your power. If communities in urban and densely populated rural areas should get access to electricity, this will usually be AC power from the grid. But communities and households in remote areas may rather get access to locally produced DC power. As many people with access to electricity have experienced, even with access to electricity to the grid, there may still be problems with the availability of electricity during certain periods. It may be problems with overall capacity, problems with the reliability, with the quality, and of course with the affordability, and even to have formal access. And it may even be problems with the security of the network. So in this presentation, you have learned that there are two types of electricity, AC power and DC power, and that there are different sources both for AC power and for DC power. Thank you.